Week in Tech. Okay, this entire episode of This Week in Tech is going to be based around the iPhone 5 or iPhone 4G, whatever. I've done this in the past, but this is a more recent and up-to-date. And I'm going to start off with what is almost a given. Nothing has been confirmed, of course, but this is the obvious of what everyone knows what's going to be in it. Starting with, it is going to have the A5 chip. It has to get back on par with some of the new Droid phones coming out with some really fast processing. So it's going to have the same processor that's in the iPad 2 right now. Okay, that's all we know for a solid fact that's going to happen. Anything else is up in the air still, such as the design of it. There have been a couple cases leaked maybe a month or so ago that actually show it having the same kind of curved ends, just like the iPod Touch 4G, which I'm not a big fan of because I like the shape it has right now, but I also don't want to keep it the same shape right now. I want it to be distinguishable from the 4G, from the iPod Touch 4 to the iPod Touch 5. I want there to be some type of difference, unlike the 3G to 3GS upgrade. Alright, here's where I disagree with everything everyone's been saying. Everyone, such as Ty's iPhone Help, Soldier Knows Best, anyone big on YouTube who you go to for your tech information, have been reporting that it's going to have an 8 megapixel camera. Now, I am torn. I really don't know, okay? It could have an 8 megapixel camera, but if you remember a couple months ago, with some, big tech stuff, Apple is trying to decrease the price of the iPhone so it's more, appealing to, customers who don't have the $200. So they're going to try to cut back on the price, and immediately that would be like maybe the camera might stay at 5 megapixels and not make the jump to 8 megapixels. So I personally think it's going to keep the 5 megapixel camera. Now, if that's true, you heard it here first. But if it's wrong, then whoops. But what might be really cool is if it has the 1080p shooting, like 1080p, without having to use the Final Cut application or iMovie application. So that would be great if we could get some HD shooting right off the bat and we don't have to go put it through some editing system, and which is definitely possible with the 5 megapixel camera. If you follow Engadget or Gizmodo, any site like that, you will know that pictures have been taken of Apple stores that have been having 4G technology installed in their stores. So that is a very solid hint that this next iPhone will be 4G capable, which is definitely a much needed. I really want it, and I really think that'll make it sell if they can get it to be 4G. Alright, now let's talk launch. Alright, so the iPhone 5 will come out with the iOS 5 update. That's why they pushed it back to the fall. So we are guaranteed a fall, launch. And to get more specific, I believe that Apple is either going to hold a press conference around September 7th to announce the phone, go over all of it, and then have pre-orders around September 30th, towards the end of the month, have pre-orders, and then it actually physically launch October 7th. Alright, that's what a bunch of people are saying, and it makes absolute sense that that is what they would do. It just kind of screws with the iPod Touch, the iPod's, press, so they might squeeze that in there in the press conference, but I don't think anyone cares right now. It's all about the iPhone 5. So, what will it take for people to upgrade? Me personally, if just say it has the 5, the design is the same, it has the 5 megapixel camera, and it has the A5 chip in it, and it's 4G, so the only difference is that A5 chip, faster processor, and it'll have 4G, I don't think that'll be enough for me to want to go get it. I've been wanting, I bought the iPhone 4 and I knew the iPhone 5 was coming out the same year, so I was prepared. Okay, I'll get this one now, I'll buy the next one later, and I probably am going to buy it, but it's not going to give me a good drive if all it has is 4G. I mean, people may not even tell the difference. I could tell the people, hey, I have the iPhone 5, the design is the same. But if any design changes, okay, like we've seen some cases that the rocker buttons the volume buttons might go back to the rocker, which, first of all, I hate that, by the way, and second of all, that will be enough for me to get it, because then it's design change, and then I want it, and then 4G will be a